Hello Stampers, it's Amy with Stampin' Magic. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I have for you a fun little project, and it's this one here, and this is a magnetic bookmark, which is really fab for not losing your bookmark and not damaging your pages on your Stampin' Up catalogue or any books you're reading at the moment. And this was inspired by a project we did as a make and take at the last team retreat I went to. And that's this one here. This uses Tropical Chic and the new animal stamp set, which name has just completely gone out of my head, so I'll put it on the screen somewhere here. But we did this as a make and take, and this was by Nash, and I just loved it so much I had to try it again. So we'll be making it in this style today, and this is using the Little Twinkle stamp set, which I am loving. I have not had a stamp set in a while which I just can't stop playing with, and this is one of them. Love it. And lots of heat embossing is going on with this stamp set as well. So you need the Little Twinkle stamp set, you will need the trio punch, you will need some magnetic strips. These are just magnetic sheets that I've used for my die cuts, which I cut to size and put in with my dies. So I'm basically just using the scraps because I've always end up with like a little strip of scraps. So it's really good if you want to make fridge magnets or bookmarks like this. Just use your scraps, and you just need 2 thin strips of them. You'll also need some thick Whisper White. The measurements I'll put on my blog for you, which is in the description bar below. That link will take you directly to this project. You will need a rectangle of the Twinkle Twinkle designer paper as well. Some of the Pool Party white and silver baker's twine. This is part of the suite, and I just think it's so pretty. And you get a lot on the reel as well. So you've got this in blue and you get pink as well. So really lovely. You'll need some Night of Navy ink. And for the heat embossing, you're going to need some Versamark. You're going to need some silver embossing powder and an embossing buddy, as well as your heat tool. Okay, so we're going to put that to one side. And first off, we're going to start with our main piece. So you're going to want to fold this in half, and you could do this any thickness or any length. If you want a really long bookmark, you could make it longer. I'm just following the basic layout and size for this one. Okay, and then you need to get your your trio punch, and you're going to use the corner rounder to do the base of that. Out of the way. Okay, so that is all 4 of the bottom bits there done. Okay, then what you want to do is we're going to use this circle here, which is fantastic if you want to make tags as well. So on this one, you've got a line which comes down here, so that tells you that's in the middle. So what you want to do is you want to put that in and butt it right up to the edge here, so it won't go any further. And then you want to make sure this is kind of in the middle as best you can. Punch down quite hard. You're going through 2 lots of cardstock there, and that will leave you with a nice little hole there. Okay, so putting that to one side, we're going to do some heat embossing on our DSP. So I've already put this on a double block. You can put them on separate, but I basically lined it up and use the double block so I can do it all in one go. If you prefer to do the heart first and then the sentiment after, go for it. I'm just tapping this because this one tends to clog up at the top, so if you can get a hold of the pillow one, that's probably a lot better, but I've had this for ages, so it tends to clog at the top. If you tap it on the table there, it will unclog it for you. Just a little tip there I found helps with that. Okay, so you want to make sure that's really nicely done with that. Then you're going to get some Versamark ink and ink up. I'm going to do that the other way so I can see what I'm doing. So you want to ink up the heart and the sentiment really well. And if you haven't done heat embossing before, this is like a sticky ink, so your embossing powder is going to stick to it. Okay, place that where we want it. Oh, I think I wiggled there. Okay. So you're going to see kind of like a watermark effect. And then we're going to get our embossing powder. Okay, so I've got mine in little tuppers. You could get a piece of paper and just feed it back into your pot. But I found this little tupper is just the right size for this project, or little projects. These spoons I've actually got in Easter. I think it's Cadbury's do these pack of 4 little kind of, they're like big cream eggs. They're like chocolate eggs, and you break the top off and they've got mousse in, and you get 2 of these little plastic spoons in there. So I kept the spoons, washed them, and they are fantastic for my embossing. Okay, so that's done. Get this out of the way so I don't spill it, because I'm forever doing that. Okay, so now you're going to want to get your heat tool. Okay, so this may get a bit loud, so if you want to turn it down now, it's the best thing to do. And what I'm going to do is heat up the tool till it's nice and hot, and then I'm going to heat from underneath, because I find if you heat from the top, if you overheat, it's going to sink in and it's not going to be raised. So if you heat from the bottom, it's easier to see what you're doing, but also the embossing powder raises up as opposed to sinking in. So just something I do, but you can do it whatever way you like. So I'm going to heat that up, make sure it's nice and hot. Down the front, and then I'm going to heat it from behind. And you're wanting it to go shiny. I don't know how well you can see that on here. But as you're heating it, it will go shiny and lovely like that. Lovely. So you're going to want to leave that to cool for a little bit. And we're going to bring back in our Whisper White. And I've forgotten to get this stamp out. So you've got some little stars and speckles in the stamp set. So you're going to want to get that out with some Night of Navy. Okay, and then what you're going to do is on the bottom, about the bottom third, you're going to randomly stamp this one in Night of Navy. And you can twist and turn it however you like. And go off the edges slightly so it just looks like it's a nice continual pattern. Little dot there. And one more there. Okay, so that's that done. So I'll put away that. Okay. Okay, I'm just brushing off some of the powder because you will get some powder residue left on there from the talcum powder. But once this is cooled and dried, you can rub it off and there's no problem to that. So we're going to use some Tombow just to stick that down. With these bookmarks, you can use die cuts, like on this one. We've die cut some images out on there and stuck them down, but don't use anything that's kind of like raised or gives it too much dimension, because it is a bookmark and you want it to be relatively flat. If you're going to do it as a gift tag, then add as much dimension as you like to it. Okay. So I'm just leaving just a nice amount of gap at the top there. Pushing that down. I'm going to turn that over just to make sure that's nice and adhered. Okay, so we're done with that. So that's the main bit of your bookmark done. On this one, there isn't a tag to it. I just wanted to add a little something just extra. So if we get some baker's twine, snip some of that off. Love, love, love this. Okay, so I'm literally folding it, getting a nice long length, folding it in half again, and then feeding it through. You could use ribbon for this as well if you want a nice ribbon end. Okay, done that a bit long, but and then you're just going to snip it off there to give it a bit of a haircut. And then just to make sure that that all stays on, I'm going to use this spare bit just to tie a knot around that. Oop. Okay, lift that up and trim that again. So you can have a nice little tassel on the end of that. Okay, and then the last thing to do, just put my lid on my Versamark. The last thing to do is attach your magnets. So on these particular ones, you get like a matte side and a shiny side. So you want to put the glue on the matte side. And Tombow works absolutely fine. If you want to use some really strong tear and tape, that's good too. Okay, so what I want to do is glue that down kind of near the end, but leaving a nice border. And then this piece, shiny side down, can't quite see which is the shiny side one, shiny side down, pop that onto the other magnet, then put your glue on, and then close that. Just hold it there for a couple of seconds just to make sure it's really adhered, and then you can open that nice and easy, and then that will snap shut. So that is our bookmark project for today. This is the one we did at our team training, which was really, really amazing. We do 4 make and takes near the end of the day, all together, everyone in the same room, and this was one of them, and all the make and takes this time were absolutely amazing. So much fun. So with this one, it has got a little tassel, so this won't be as flush. So if I bring in my catalogue and put this one in here, that's going to be nice and flush on the end of the catalogue there. And you're not going to lose it, that's in there quite well, it's not going to come out. And then this one, same, just as strong, not going to come out, and that was holding a couple of pages, but because we've got the hole here with our little tassel, it's not going to be dead flush. So as you can see, it sticks out a little bit, which is fine if you want to know really quickly where your place is. So that gives you an option whether you want the tag or the tassel or not the tassel. But again, that's really strongly in there, that's holding quite a few pages, and it's a really, really fab idea for a gift if you've got a book lover friend, or to use for your catalogue. If you're going to make some for customers, you can do them with nice in colours and gift them out as well. So that is our project for today. I do hope you give it a try. Do let me know what you think. So if you like this project, please do give a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye!